Hello and welcome to Lincoln to Local. I'm Hannah Davis here with Bray Haven to wrap up this week at the state capitol. Bray, this week Governor Fallin signed a budget bill for last year's budget. Can you tell us what was included in that bill?
Yeah, so this week Governor Fallin signed $44 million in budget cuts that would finish up fiscal year 18's budget.
Great, and so we also saw a big victory for agriculture in committee this week. What happened there?
Yeah, on late Wednesday evening, about 7 o'clock, Senate Appropriations was hearing a bill that would modify the ag sales tax exemption. We've talked a little bit about that before, but that vote failed with 14 yeses and 24 nos. Like we talked about last week, that would have modified the ag sales tax exemption in a way that's administered, and then also the way farmers and ranchers would receive that exemption.
So this week was a deadline week in committee. What bills made it out that we're still working on?
It was a really busy week this week, especially with the legislature out a couple days last week due to weather, and this week being the deadline week, like you mentioned. They were rushing to get a lot of bills through, as you mentioned, since it was committee deadline week. One of the bills that is a priority of ours that we've been really watching is Senator Paxton's bill that would require consent and compensation to landowners to run temporary water lines, oil and gas water lines, in the right-of-way. That's a bill that we're going to continue working on as we go through the process. Another one that our folks want to make sure they keep an eye on is Senate Joint Resolution 70 by Senator Bice that would allow schools to run bonds, ad valorem tax bonds for operational costs, not just building funds. We're going to continue to watch that as that's something that's very important to our members.
Thanks, Bray, and thanks for joining us for another episode of Lincoln to Local.